On this week's episode, we talk about 2K21 is going to be 70 buckaroos. Enjoy the show.
Damn it. You said 70 buckaroos. Welcome to episode 117 of the One of Me podcast, where we went up all your video game news. My name is Ryan Smith, and I'm joined, as always, by Jordan Sims. But before Jordan gets to speak, I'm going to start out this podcast with some hot fire takes. It has nothing to do with video games. Hot dogs suck.
I can agree with that.
You got like 30 the other day.
Yes, I did. I bought like a 12-pack and a 6-pack. I wanted to compare them, and I haven't made it to the 6-pack yet, and I don't know why I bought them.
12-pack?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what that would be. How big is a...
Normally, I think there's 2.
I thought there were like 6.
I think there's 6.
Maybe 8. I guess, no, never mind. I think I overreacted.
But yeah, I need to do a little better with buying groceries sometimes. I'm trying to do this week thing where, because if I buy... Week thing where I buy groceries for the week. Okay. Because if I buy it for the month, it'll either go bad or I won't like it by the end of the month, or I'll just get sick of it, or a plethora of things,
Yes.
So this week, well, actually, I guess last week, I bought hot dogs. And I really bought too many because I was thinking I'm going to eat those hot dogs. And, I'm not, like I said, I'm not even halfway through the 12-packer.
Well, that was last week, and that means you've eaten... Presumably, are you close to halfway through? Because that means you've eaten several hot dogs in a week.
I think there's 4 left.
I mean, how many? 4?
Yeah.
That means you've eaten 8. That's Jordan, buddy, can you do basic math here?
Sometimes.
8 plus 4 is 12.
Mm-hmm.
8 is more than half of 12. Half of 12 is 6.
Yep. So I've eaten...
So you've eaten 8 hot dogs.
Over the course of a week.
So you've eaten...
More than
a hot dog a day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
And you were saying you don't like hot dogs.
Well, yes. That being said, what I'm saying is...
I think you like hot dogs.
I think I'm burning myself out of them. I don't know if I'm going to make it through the 6-packer. It sounds like I'm talking about beer.
I don't think anyone calls beer 6-packers.
Probably not. You can tell.
That's like something an underage kid tells the cashier, "Yeah, I want to get a 6-packer Coors Light." I don't even need. You don't have an ID. Just
get out of here. Yeah. So that's our hot takes on hot dogs. I think I'm.
Oh, I wasn't done.
Oh, keep going then.
They're not good. They taste bad.
Yes.
Every time I tell someone this, I swear they're always like, "No, man, you just gotta have the right hot dog." I've had like probably 5 or 6 different brands of hot dogs. No, man, you just gotta try this one. This is my favorite. No, I don't think hot dogs are good. They taste like bad mystery meat. I can't identify the kind of whatever.
So having bought 2 different brands of hot dogs.
Yes.
You got the 100% beef, 100% pork, the mixture of chicken, beef, pork. Then you got the combination. This isn't like a food podcast.
You got like horse hooves in there.
Probably. Then you have like the mystery meat ones.
Yeah.
It just says meat, and then you have like the. Okay, I can't call them that because that's a innuendo for something else. That's not what they're called. What are they called? It's like red sausages, but they're with the hot dogs.
Red Rocket.
That's what I was gonna say. yeah. But yeah, I kind of stared at them for a while. Not the red sausages, just hot dogs.
Stare at the Red Rockets?
No, they make me uncomfortable. I just stared at the hot dogs in general for a while. Ended up buying 2 different kinds, and now, like I said, I'm at where I'm at.
See, the people that are always telling some of the people, or like people that I've known for a while, and they're like, "Oh man, no, those little red ones are bad. You gotta try these." I've seen you like eat the red ones raw by the handful out of the bag, and you're gonna tell me those aren't good? I just don't think I like hot dogs.
Yeah, it's okay. And it's not one of those things where I'm thinking, okay, I'm starving, I need to get something cheap to eat, because I'll just happily plow through a box of ramen, no worries. I just wanted something different that wasn't ramen, and I'm definitely kind of hot dogged out. So I need to probably go buy some more groceries pretty soon.
My Notes app has something written at the top that's just... It looks like the devil came into my phone.
Yeah?
QAnon the 30th or 2nd seconds. 2S2 and U. 7, you, your family. And then there's a little family emoji.
Oh.
U44.
Let me see it. Let me see.
Wait, it keeps going. To be studio. How is this big?
Did you hit the...
I'm sorry, biggest.
Big Chungus?
8U. 8, the number 8. How long does this go on?
Is this text to speech, or
I have
did you
literally
leave
no
it open
idea.
in your pocket? Or?
Oh wait, okay, I got to the end. Biggest 8U can on 28. Emoji for a can for a while.
Okay, well, let's get to talk to some video games, because that was devil.
I could have just read that on the larger screen of my notes, and it would have taken like half as long.
You know, but sometimes you got to work with what you got.
I owe you Cash App. Hold on. Let me do that real quick.
Okay.
Hey,
before you forget.
Jordan for steak in... Why is it called steak in shake? I mean, I know why, but I just thought about that. Like, they don't put the steak in the shake.
I don't know, man. I guess it's just their values and how they started the stuff up and everything, and I guess that's just how it goes.
I didn't actually want to know why. I just
made it up. So.
Okay. I sent it to you.
Okay.
Now you can stop hounding me.
You're welcome.
Day after day.
You know, gotta get them $1 bills, y'all.
Okay. What the hell is this podcast about? Oh,
sometimes video games.
What the hell is when ski lifts go wrong?
Okay, so ski lifts go wrong. It is a game. I looked at reviews before I bought it, and
That's a first.
I know. I'm getting better. Oh man, he gave me a blessed stab.
Was that a blessed stab?
Yeah, pre-stab. So it's basically one of those. You run a ski company, but you got to build the ski lifts. Yeah,
one of those.
And it's hilarious because obviously with gravity and everything, you have to make sure the ski lifts go correctly, and you can kind of see the morale of the skiers as they're going up the lift. They'll be like happy or scared or whatever, and there's actually blood, which is kind of funny. It doesn't look like it's that long. I'm probably halfway through it. It's just one of those, put it on, listen to some podcasts, and kind of just chill out and play it. It's just good old fun. It was on super duper mega sale during Steam's sale, so I recommend you checking it out if you want to.
This looks...
It's fun. I like it.
Like a PlayStation game. Oh, no, it doesn't look that bad. Okay, actually...
It's fun. I like it a lot.
It doesn't look too bad. It gives me some Bridge Builder vibes.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those. I remember seeing it on Reddit. They posted it on Reddit probably whenever it first, like way before it first released. Like early stages, they posted it on r/games, and it was really well received. People, were like, "Hey, this is really cool, man. Thanks for making this," and yada yada. And I finally decided to pick it up after it being out for a little bit.
This reminds me, just because they have a Discord link. Did you see where they're like changing the Discord messaging thing? Not the messaging, because that's literally what the company does.
Their overall view is they want Discord to be for everybody. They see that people are using Discord for D&D groups and classrooms and
But here's the thing,
everything.
before you go on, because they go on for a bit in that video. I don't think anything's actually changed, though.
Oh, no, not at all. The core...
I don't even see the point of the...
I think they just wanted to put out a message and say, hey, we're welcome to everybody. We already know you're already using this. And they just want to kind of... They're not even steering away from the whole gaming thing. They're still just... for gamers, by gamers, whatever thing. They just wanted people to know that they see that people are using it for, not just gaming. And their new thing is, like Discord, the place you talk.
I just got a notification.
Mm-hmm.
Notification reads, Q on the 30th of 2S2 and U7 your family emoji. U44 to be studios, 8U can U28 can for a while.
I think your family is being targeted.
Am I gonna die tonight?
Did you? Maybe.
Am I gonna watch a video and then die 7 days later? Just gonna.
Yeah.
If I get another notification, you might just hear me go quiet.
Yeah, he just has a mental break. Like I talked about last week, Hades got a big, huge update before they're on the road to their 1.0 update later this year.
So they haven't announced when they're going to release the 1.0 update?
No, but they did introduce a lot of stuff. And I think I'm 22 runs in, and literally every playthrough is so different. Like, I obviously loaded it back up with their new update and everything, and it's still a blast. I got the furthest I ever did. I got to like the third, I guess, tier or level or section or whatever you want to call it, really. And
level?
Yeah, sure. Because each room is considered like a level. But yeah, I fought some new people, and finally had enough keys to unlock this new gun they put in the game. Well, it's new to me. They didn't just add it, but the gun is fun. It's kind of interesting because it's like a eagle, like a Egyptian eagle grenade thing, kinda. And every weapon has their advantages and disadvantages, and so it's kind of interesting to go through the game and not really know what you're gonna get, and okay, I'm gonna try out the gun this time, and okay, this is really good, and then you hit an enemy and you're like, this weapon sucks against this particular enemy. And so, but yeah, I got super far on it, and I'm still really enjoying it. Every playthrough is different, like I was saying, and I'm curious to see what they're gonna do next, because I had some different mini boss fights that I never had seen before at all. I guess I took some different turns this time in my run through, and I ran into some different enemies, and it's really cool because each time you run through it, they obviously the story learns and grows, and they're like, you're trying to escape again? Like, listen, you lost to me last time, you're gonna lose again. And then, there's witty banter back and forth, and all the NPCs and everything kind of talk back and forth with you, just kind of going over, this didn't work for you last time, maybe try this. And so it's really cool to see.
They're introducing new enemies and stuff with the patches, right?
Yeah, like this one, it introduced to the harpies. There's already a harpy, but now they introduced her two sisters. And so on my playthroughs, I faced the first one. The second run through was the second one, and the third one was the third one. They all fight completely different. They all have different play styles and mechanics, and so it's not just I can just kind of speed run it and know how they're gonna fight. And also, you play differently because you don't always get the same power ups each time. So I actually like the direction they're going with that. I finally jumped back into Persona 4 Golden, and it is a blast. I'm playing it on my Vita still, and I finally got further than I was in my original playthrough, and I'm really excited and hyped for that. Just introduced a new character, and I don't want to spoil anything for people that are newly playing the game since it did just get released on PC.
I was gonna ask, you didn't buy it on PC?
No, I want to, but I have it on Vita, and I might as well just play it on Vita. There's no reason to. It looks good, plays good. I'm enjoying it. The mechanics are still fun. I really like the story. I almost forget the story sometimes, and then it reminds me that it is a mystery-esque story, and I'm really, really intrigued to see how they're gonna kind of wrap everything up, considering I don't know really anything about the game other than the title and what it shows in the opening sequences and everything. So I wanna see where that's gonna go, and I'm still enjoying it. I'll definitely play some more this upcoming week. Just kind of sit down and play it. It's really relaxing with the music, and the voice acting is phenomenal as well. I also just kind of bouncing into a anime. It's Pokemon Twilight Wings. It's their mini series or whatever you want to call it. It's on YouTube, and they're about 6 episodes out now, and they're all about 6 minutes apiece, and they're actually really good. Each kind of it feels like they up the animation quality on each episode, and it kind of goes through just what's the new region called? The
Galar.
Yeah.
Galar.
And it kind of follows the gym leader stories, and kind of what Hop's doing and his brother being the champion and different stuff like that. And looks like it's going to be good. I have no clue how many episodes are going to be. Like I said, they're 6 minutes apiece, so it tells a pretty good start, middle, and end with every episode. So
maybe how many gym leaders are there? 8. Maybe there'll be 8, one for each gym leader.
Yeah, maybe that'd be a good idea. One other thing, or two other things I got into. I got into the Moral Shell beta, which is available to everybody. I'm not like I'm special or anything.
Oh, I thought you had to join their Discord.
No, they just posted a link and you just log in to your Epic account, and then you log into your Epic account in a browser, and then it triggers the download.
Where did they post the link?
On their Twitter.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just posted it, and I don't know how long it is, honestly. Probably through the first boss. Probably like 30 or 45 minutes of gameplay.
Would you like to tell me?
Man, whew. It's coming from someone that's really bad at these games. It feels really good. And I am not good at these games at all. I will say, it looks phenomenal. I was hitting a really good FPS the whole time. No stutters, no tears, nothing like that. It looks like it's pretty much ready to go, in my opinion. As far as it being...
When is it coming out? Sometime later this year, I believe.
Yeah, and it looks... I don't know if we already knew this or not. I can't remember. But on Epic, there was a price tag of $30.
$30? Are you kidding?
Yeah, for pre-order or whatever it is.
Wow.
So maybe I looked at that wrong. I hope I didn't. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But yeah, I tried the beta, and I played for about half an hour.
September. It comes out September.
Okay, yeah. I played about half an hour, and you do get to try multiple shells. Now, I don't know if they edited this beta just to kind of get your feet wet for everything. I really don't know, compared to how the first level of the game is going to play, because obviously I don't know that. But it looks like it's going to be fun for people to enjoy those kind of games. I'm real bad at them. My mind just cannot wrap around how you're supposed to play with it. I'm always too aggressive or too slow or too fast or however you want to put it. And I definitely, that definitely messes up my flow of combat and everything.
From the way you always describe the way you play, I don't think you're too slow.
Yeah, I'm definitely aggressive. I will say you can get a guitar or whatever it's called. It's and you can sit down and play it. And every time
yeah, I've seen that.
It's actually really soothing, kind of funny, because you'll see off in the distance these enemies, and they're just like big, huge, brawly dudes that are going to mess you up, and you're just sitting there fucking along at the guitar. Like I said, you do get to try 2 different shells. One is like a knight kind of a thing, parry, all that other stuff. You have the harden ability, which just makes your skin stone, and you can use that in combination with attacks, which is kind of interesting. And then there's another one. The only thing I can really relate it to is like a ninja. You teleport.
Huh.
Well, it's not a teleport. It's like a smoke bomb, and you kind of move through with the smoke bomb. It's actually pretty cool for innovation. And I did try it with keyboard and mouse. Sorry, keyboard and mouse and controller, both. It works great on both. Some of those, it was some extra stretchies on the keyboard to hit some of the keys.
You can customize them. That's the whole point of keyboard.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to play it however the normal layout was, and then I ended up using a controller with it, and it was...
So, they probably wouldn't implement this in the beta if there was one, but is there any kind of customization to the character, or are you just that white outline?
It looks like there wasn't any character customization from the little bit of story they give you. It looks like you're just that shell, and it kind of explains some of the story. And
would you like to share the story, or do you remember it?
It looks like you're kind of, from what I gathered, you're just a guy that is kind of tethered to this place, whatever this universe or plane of existence is, however you want to look at it. And you can inhabit these shells, which are people from different walks of life. And when you die, it's really cool. You get knocked out of the shell, and it kind of slows down time for everything else. And you can actually jump back in the shell, but it's I'd say probably 30 seconds, if that. And that's probably me giving them some leeway.
30 seconds for what?
30 seconds to get back in your thing.
What?
If
There's no way.
It might be longer.
That's a ton of time.
Yeah, it might not be 30 seconds. It feels like 30 seconds, but you do have 1 HP when you're knocked out of your shell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you have 1 HP and you move slowly for 30 seconds.
No. You don't move slowly. It kind of pauses time around you to get back in your shell. So
I hope it's not 30 seconds. I'll have to try. If the beta's still open, maybe I'll jump in for myself. 30 seconds sounds incredibly long.
I'm definitely probably wrong on that time. I was just kind of trying to feel out everything, and it definitely, the bosses have a lot of health. Well, I say bosses, like, I fought more than one. I only fought the first one. I didn't get past him because I really didn't, I felt like I got enough of it from the first little bit and didn't want to really play anymore. So I hopped out of it and uninstalled it. It's about 12 gigs for the beta install. Just in case you're curious, I don't know if there's going to be, like save progression over if you played the beta. I don't know about that.
I mean, if it's only the first boss, probably not. Or would be the point, really.
True. But all in all, it was cool. It felt like it was more introductory, more, not hand-holding, that's the wrong word. It feels like it's player-friendly more so than like Sekiro or something like that. I felt like I was doing better with combat and everything.
Well, the way I understand it, the combat's more straightforward than in Sekiro because the Sekiro combat you have to learn how to do more than just the parrying and stuff is super important, and then you gotta try to sneak up on people and you use your grappling hook and stuff.
Yeah, there is part of me that I do want to try this game out more, and give it a chance to see if I can actually kind of dip my toes into this genre, because I think it'd be something good for me. I usually shy away from, what I particularly category as, hard games. So maybe I will give it a try, but I will say if you have a PC, check out the beta because it is coming to PC first and then consoles later.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. And it's going to be an Epic timed exclusive?
I believe so. And the next thing I play, just moving
$30.
I'm pretty sure that's the
interesting.
Price. I want to look it up.
It's only $30.
Just to be sure. I'm going to look it up, actually. Shell. Because I'm curious. I don't want to tell people wrong. Okay, here it is. Let's see what this says. It is going to be, pre-purchase, $29.99.
Wow, is it going to go up to $60 at any point?
I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it doesn't have a slashed price or anything like that.
That's a really good deal. I know this is I think these guys' first game.
Yeah, it's Epic has the tagline or a tag for it for the category of indie. They categorize it as a indie title. But all in all, coming from someone that does not particularly enjoy the Souls-esque games, they're just not for me. I enjoyed the little bit of.
They're called Souls-like.
Thank you, Souls-like games. Even though I ended up uninstalling the beta 30 minutes, 40 minutes after playing it, I did enjoy the little bit I played, even though it was kind of utterly destructive for me. It was, I got my butt kicked a lot. But, if you're hyped for this game and you want to try it out, it's beautiful. It runs silky smooth. I like it a lot.
I'm sure I'll try it out. Maybe I'll try the beta. Yeah. I like these games a lot. I talk about them a decent amount on the podcast. Bloodborne is one of my favorite games of all time, and I intend to get back to Sekiro fairly soon. So, yeah, I'm definitely interested in this game. Good to know that it looks like good. Besides the frame rate and the visually it looks good.
Yeah, I'm finding myself being more appreciative for sound design and the little things in this game. Just the frogs or how it sounds.
The what?
Frogs.
Oh, the frogs.
You go through a little swampy area and they're frogs, and just how it sounds. You're walking through mud and how it sounds when you're in the different shells. The sound is awesome. The voice acting is great. Music is really cool. And I think all in all, it's going to be a pretty good steal for $30. And that's coming from someone that does not enjoy these games. I think that people will thoroughly enjoy this.
I wonder how long it's going to be.
I'm not sure.
Because a lot of times, $30 or a lessened price will kind of insinuate maybe a shorter length.
Yeah, maybe. I know a lot of people.
I definitely don't mind.
True. It is nice to have a shorter game every now and then. So yeah, check that out. Just go to Mortal Shell's Twitter, and they have a link. And like I said, you just log on to your Epic account, and then because you can't get the beta through the Epic launcher, you have to do it on their website, and it's just a simple. Do you have Epic Launcher installed? You click yes, and then it just downloads or you just tell it where to download. Like I said, it's like 12 gigs. You download it, enjoy it, and go about your day. The last thing I played this week was Hyperscape. and I didn't really know what it was until I saw it in the podcast notes, to be completely honest.
Oh yeah. This, I don't know if you remember, last week we talked about this is what we talked about last week, the Ubisoft Battle Royale that got leaked.
Yeah.
They I think Ubisoft themselves actually ended up providing a link to the website for it. I can't even remember what it's called.
Yeah, and
the website
looking back and remembering now, I do. Basically, to get into the beta, it's not a beta. They're calling it a technical test, which is ending on July 8th at some time, whenever. You can get into the technical test by watching Twitch people. To streamers, that's the word I'm looking for, Twitch people.
Okay.
And with drops enabled, and all you have to do is link your Twitch account to your Ubisoft account, and it only took
my Ubisoft account has 2-factor authentication, and it's such a pain. But
that's why I ended up making a new Ubisoft account. That's why it's
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
But I've got several games I play, so.
Oh well, yeah.
Just everything needs to go through Steam.
Exactly. It was super quick. It only took like 30 minutes for me to get the drop for it.
Really?
Oh yeah, it didn't
I'll
take
have to
long
do
at
this
all.
then.
It has some fixes it needs.
Yeah, but it is a beta. Whether or not they want to call it a beta.
Yes. This game is really fun. There's a lot of verticality to it though.
Yeah, it's set in you know how in Fortnite, Apex Legends, and other Battle Royale games they'll have oh my gosh, I can't think of any of the names of them. Like I know Twisted Towers is in Fortnite. The cities. They'll have cities.
Mm-hmm.
This entire thing is set in a futuristic city.
Yeah, and the story of it is everybody's poor, and the only way to actually make money is to jump inside this game, which is VR, and win battles.
Oh no, you've just ruined the entire thing.
I know. It's fun.
That sounds like that stupid ass movie that came out a couple years ago.
Ready Player One.
Yeah,
it's not that bad. It doesn't.
It looks really cool.
It is. Man, the verticality of this is insane. You can get, so there's no classes. You can pick whichever character you want, and you drop in. Which the dropping in, I wish they kind of fix it. It's kind of weird how they do it. I haven't figured out how to boost the little drone, and you also drop solo. You don't drop with your squad. You can kind of ping where you want to drop. There's going to be trios. There's going to be duos. Like I said, you don't drop with any class or anything. There's not like a medic or anything. There's, I don't know, 9 or 10 guns or something like that. Everything from a sniper to a assault rifle to a grenade launcher, rocket launcher. And then there's different abilities. You can get, heal, armor.
Can you get heal? Because
okay, yeah. But
it's on the map. You have to find.
It's on the map.
I remember I watched a video. I think Seagull did it. Abilities. You start out with abilities. You have 2 slots for abilities, right?
Yeah,
you can have
you only have 2 slots for
mobility.
abilities.
You don't have to have mobility, but there are mobile. There are mobility.
Yes.
Mobility abilities. That's a weird statement, and you kind of really need it.
Yes.
That at least one slot needs to be for mobility.
Yeah. So your health does regen.
Yeah, like in Call of Duty or Halo.
Yeah,
this game reminds me of Halo and Destiny.
Yeah, the combat is really fun. I do wish there was like a mini map or something. It was kind of hard to kind of figure out where.
It's a Battle Royale. There's no. Wait, yes, there are. I'm an idiot. There are mini maps in Battle Royales.
The only thing aside from so let me just kind of break it down before I go down a rabbit hole. To level up things, you find the same gun and you just level it up. So if you want to level up your sniper, the max level is 5. And, each thing, it'll do, more power or more magazine or something like that.
Abilities work the same way, too, right?
Yes.
You can upgrade your abilities.
Mm-hmm. The very interesting thing about this game is, say you die, a respawn place appears where your squad kills somebody. So where they kill somebody for a certain period of time, you can respawn where that person died.
So they have to kill somebody to revive you.
Yes. And there's different... you can, respawn there, but you're still alive. You're a ghost. So
I saw that. That's really cool. So, basically, if you'll allow me, I'll explain it because I think this is cool. Okay, so in a lot of other Battle Royales, and in fact, maybe every other Battle Royale, when you die, you can get respawned, but you're just kind of sat there watching one of your teammates through one of your teammates' eyes. But in this game, you're like Jordan says, almost like a ghost, where I think where you die, you kind of revive in quotes as a ghost, and you can run around They can't see you. You can't interact with anything.
Actually, you can still ping.
Yeah. But I mean, you can't like.
No, you can't open doors or anything like that.
You can't pick up anything.
No. But you can still ping stuff.
So basically, you can
scout.
You can scout. Yeah, you can. The guy if you're on the guy who killed you, you can tell them exactly what, because you can follow that dude.
Yeah, it's actually really cool, and it made for we won one match. The interesting thing is, I don't know what the other modes are because they haven't announced it, but how this mode is, it's either
Are there going to be other modes? I figured this would be the only one.
I think maybe the other modes they're going to announce is just duos and trios. I'm not really sure, but the thing they have going on right now is, I think it's called Crown Royale or something. So you can either obviously wipe out all the teams. It's 99 players with squads. Excuse me, squads of 3.
Oh, it's 9. I thought it was 60.
99. And so the map is, I don't have a battle royale equivalent to how big the map is, but there's no circle. Instead of a circle, the world just kind of disintegrates.
Yeah, it's crazy. The city just gets completely destroyed.
And you can kind of see where it's going to disintegrate, so you can kind of like see where walls and stuff are going to be destroyed. You can kind of just run that way. But that's really interesting. Oh, but what I was saying is you can get the crown, and so at the end of the match, towards the end, there's a crown you can get, and if you keep the crown for, I think it's like a minute or something like that, 40 seconds, 50 seconds, something like that, you'll win. And that's how it's kind of like, it becomes like a King of the Hill thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, it almost sounds like, kind of like Capture the Flag, except you don't have to put the flag down, or,
Yeah, and so you wear and it's obviously, very clearly,
it's on your head.
Yeah, it's on your head. And, you can still get capped and stuff. And like I was saying, you can still level up all your weapons and such. There does need to be some tweaks, like the full-powered sniper rifle all the way is just a deletion. It's an instant
kill, headshot, right?
Yeah, at level 5. It's insane. And with all the mobility, you're not looking at what's ahead of you in the street. You're looking in the sky because there's like a smash ability, which you kind of jump up like Superman and then come back down like hero style. And you can, move very well in the air. You can tell that they wanted there to be aspects of aerial battles. There's a ball where you literally just turn into a huge bouncy ball, and you can kind of roll and jump and bounce around. Oh, everybody has double jump, by the way, which is kind of cool. It's fun. But I definitely see this being a game that I continue to play, just hop in with either myself or just friends or whatever. Oh, I remember now. It's going to be solo. There's going to be solo drops where it's just you, versus solos, and then
Wait, it's trips now, right? 3 people
now? 3 people, yeah. And so that looks like it's going to be fun. This looks like it's going to be a ball just to jump in with friends.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. No, I don't see any shotguns.
There's one.
There's one.
It has a pretty good spread. It doesn't, with all the mobility and everything, it's not like you can really run around a corner and delete someone. There's mines, and there's some different abilities. Pretty much you can, there still needs to be some things worked out, some shot registration and some more sounds and different stuff like that. Just things to iron out and such.
I wanted to watch some people play this, but none of the people that I watch were streaming it, so, man, I can't.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I was going to play a little bit more before. I probably played, I don't know, probably a dozen matches today. They're only like 15 minutes long.
Yeah, I heard they're fairly short.
Yeah, and I was going to play some more, but they were having a maintenance for something.
Interesting. Maintenance in a
yeah
in a beta.
And the lobby's really cool because when you kind of materialize in it, you can go straight to playing. You can squad up. You can go. There's a battle pass, but I don't know how much it is.
Can you look at the items in it?
Yeah, you can look at the items in it, and the stuff you get during the technical test does carry over to Season 2, which does, like I said, ends July 8th. So that's when Season 2 starts.
Wait, what?
Yeah, this first season has been going on since July, like the start of July or something like that.
It is the start of July.
Yeah, and it ends on the 8th. And so, because I went to look at the battle pass to see.
Season 1 is 7 days or 8 days or whatever?
I guess so, yeah. That's because they said next to it, Season 2 starts in like 2 days or whatever.
So is it coming out on July 8th?
I'm not sure. I didn't see a release date anywhere, but I do intend to play more of this because it is a blast.
I mean, Ubisoft has a good track record, I want to say, of multiplayer games, especially, Siege, Siege and The Division both had really rough starts, but then ended up being in really, really solid games.
Something I've really forgot that makes this way different than
For Honor as well.
Yeah. Sorry, but yes, the one thing that I forgot to make this way different than anybody else is that it has a mode. Say you're streaming or whatever, or someone's watching you. People can go in and they can change the mode of the game. And
what?
So it'll be viewers will just like they're watching a real sporting event or whatever. They can go in and say, okay, for this much time, however the game sets it or whatever, for the next 2 minutes, unlimited ammo. Or
I don't know if you know anything about quote unquote real sports, but that ain't a thing in real sports.
Well, in this game,
they can't be like, hey, play soccer now.
Yeah, I guess that doesn't really equate. But in this game, you can do that. So during a match, it might viewers or whatever, because it'll say viewers voted for unlimited ammo or viewers voted for low gravity.
But they had to click that.
Yeah, they have to click it on the
enable
stream. Like when I was watching the guy, I forgot what streamer it was.
So is this like a Twitch thing, or is this a thing in the game?
It's a Twitch thing. Like they're partnering with Twitch.
Okay.
It's like a thing.
It's gonna have overlay.
Yes. Excuse me. I got
That's interesting.
It's really cool because you don't really know. Okay, is it gonna start out with low? Because it'll start a little bit, and then like through the match, the announcer will be like, "Hey, in the next 30 seconds, there is going to be low gravity. The next 30 seconds, there is going to be unlimited ammo." And so I think there's another one or whatever.
Did you watch in the streamers you were watching have that enabled?
Yes, because I clicked one of them. I voted for unlimited ammo.
Okay.
And it's actually really cool because it'll pop up on the screen, and it's just like it looks like it's made to be part of Twitch, just like the streamer has it incorporated into their stream. It's pretty cool. And then there isn't really anything that pops up in the game. It's just really the announcer, so you have to pay attention to what they're saying. And I experienced it as I was playing, which kind of made me wonder where the people, since I wasn't streaming it, where the people were voting to change the mode of the game. So I don't know how that worked.
You said you voted for it.
I voted when I was watching someone else play. But in my game, I wasn't streaming it, and I wanted to know where the people, because it says the viewers voted for this, and it won't implement it unless somebody votes for it. And so I was wondering where people were watching the particular match that I was in to vote for the said thing. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so maybe somebody in my group was streaming or something like that. I mean, there is 99 people.
That wouldn't be that surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
But yeah, I think it's a sweet thing. I say keep your eyes out for this. I like it because it feels just as quick, maybe even quicker than Apex.
Wow. Yeah, I've heard it's super fast.
Because you can running gun's a silly thing to say, but it's just, like get on the ground, get your abilities. And I like it because each playthrough is different. You don't have to just be a healer. You don't have to be just a tank. There's armor and different stuff like that. And there's different, like we were saying, mobility skills. And it's not just like, okay, we're going to have all the abilities. I'm going to be super OP and just running gun. So
the mobility looks really fun. I really want to try it out for that.
Yeah, that's why I went in kind of blind, and I was like, and the training mode, superb, like 10 out of 10. It is.
Really?
Oh yeah, I really liked it. Granted, it's not as in depth as like an Overwatch or something like that.
Overwatch's training mode is awful. Well, it's not awful. It's not good. I'm worried what this one's like. What do you mean?
Well, this is huge. It's a huge area. There's three or four different gun ranges. And it teaches you, how to use all the abilities. Oh, there's invisibility too, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think I heard about that. But I think the 10 out of 10 one is, and I don't even play this game that much, but Valorant is a 10 out of 10. It gives you It gives you a bunch of different places to do it. It gives you places to jump. What's that called? Platform.
Yeah.
It tells you how much damage each gun do. That gives you places to test the spread and all this stuff. Overwatch basically just gives you a decent sized little map and a bunch of bots that have the hitbox the size of a Mack truck.
I guess it's true. Now that I'm actually bringing Overwatch's training mode back to my brain, but I like this training mode. Like I said, you can try all the skills, all the combinations of things. You can level them up or fuse them, whatever word you want to use, to try to
What's
do
the
that.
map like?
The training mode map?
Yeah.
It's essentially just like a oval, I guess. Yeah, with like a bunch of different shooting ranges.
Is there a city? Is it?
No,
Are there
no.
places so that you can't practice
You can't really
movement or anything?
There's a little arena you can practice movement in and stuff, like placing walls and the
Placing
jumps.
walls.
Yeah, there's a wall one where you can just put up a wall. It's
Okay.
it's probably, I don't know, 8 feet tall, 6 feet tall. It's huge. It's a huge wall. You just put it up, and it doesn't like it build. It's like a split second, and it's just like boom wall. And I think the opponent can see it.
I'm sure that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, but essentially it just stays. There's no
Forever. It's permanent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't like you can break through it or anything like that, because there'd be times where it'd be
Is that like a movement ability?
no, it's just like a protection ability.
Okay.
You can just put up a wall. Say you need to revive somebody, and you can put up
like
a wall.
What's her name?
Like Lifeline Shield, or Gibby or something like that. But this thing is massive, and you can use it indoors, which is kind of crazy because it'll just make a wall in this building.
Just like a one button press thing.
Yeah, it's like a press and then place sort of a thing. Like press to activate and then move your mouse to where you want to put it. But yeah, I liked it a lot. If y'all couldn't tell by my,
it sounds cool.
By my
it
show
looks
box.
nice. I've heard it runs really well as well.
Oh yeah, this is, even though there's tons of crazy stuff going on, and I'm always wondering, who's flying over me and doing aerial combat and turning into a ball and all these other craziness and the world disintegrating around you. I did never have any performance issues or anything like that. I was never like, oh man, they saw me before I could see them. Watching some YouTubers, like I watched Siegel's video, and he was stating how this is running. I'm not going to act like I understand this because I don't.
Talking about the bits and stuff.
Yeah, it runs.
Apparently, it runs. I don't know. Maybe you can explain it.
It runs. So apparently, like a Fortnite runs on like a 30 net whatever server, and Apex runs on a 20 net server. I'm not going to act like I know what the definition of those are. It's just how they operate. So sometimes you can, like in Apex, you'll get killed before you can actually. There'll be lag in between your death or their firing or the firefights or whatever.
I think it's got something to do with Peeker's advantage and stuff.
Yeah, and in this game, it never felt like they saw me. They had an advantage. It never felt like anybody had an advantage because of their internet connection. It felt like they had an advantage because they were a better shot or had a better position. But all in all, it looks pretty legit. I do wish there was a way to kind of group jump, and maybe they're doing that so that you can
jump together. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Group
I
jump.
watched a Vsauce video today talking about what would happen if everyone jumped at the same time. That's the first thing I thought of. Nothing, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't people try that or something back in the day or something like that? Maybe.
No. There's 7 billion people. Everyone did not try to jump.
Yeah, but they did try to get the
There's been large groups of people, but nowhere near the entire planet. But no, not much would happen really.
But enough about what I've been playing. What have you been up to?
Right now I'm about to join the tech test.
Hey, there you go.
While I'm doing that, I guess I should probably. I gotta link accounts and crap. Maybe I should wait until after the.
Especially with that 2-step verification.
Okay, I swear I hate that 2-step verification has to be a thing. So many jabronis out there.
Discord tried getting me to do it for a long time, and then I was finally like, I'm taking this off. Because what it would do is I had to have my phone, and it had to be connected to the same one. It was some crazy bullshit just to log into Discord. They're like, we sent you a code to your text message. Now scan this QR code, type in this code, and log into Discord. And I was like, fuck that. No, I just want to be able to hit the app and go to my channels.
I don't know. I hate that everything. I mean, I don't want to say that I hate that everything's on Steam. No, I do. Actually, I do. I don't mind that there being other stores. I just wish everything was also on Steam. That's and this is a little different. Amazon announced they're coming out with a game launcher.
Yeah, so basically, Amazon and Twitch, they give away free games. And now instead of just launching and installing the games through the Twitch... Man, I got the hiccups this episode.
Twitch app.
Thank you. The Twitch desktop app. It will now trigger something to download something they're calling the Amazon Game Launcher.
Which actually I think looks better I mean, it's similar.
Yeah.
It's very similar, but I do think it looks a little cleaner. And to be honest, I never used the Twitch app on my desktop to watch Twitch. I just had it there to remind me that I had games on there.
Yeah.
So I don't really mind this, and of course Amazon is coming out with games now, so I guess they don't want to put the. But I thought Crucible was on Steam.
It is.
Okay.
So
I guess that they just want to have their own launcher. That way they don't.
Yeah.
They don't have to share their profits with anybody.
Which is kind of crazy because New World is on Epic, and you can wish list it on Steam, and Crucible is.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But
they can.
I guess for future games or whatever they're going to do.
No, what I'm saying is, it's like what EA is doing. They're going to have the Origin store and on Steam because if you want to buy something on Origin, they get all the profits.
Yeah. Okay,
but Steam is also just better in every way.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So it's good to have options there. But yeah, I did download
the app, the Amazon.
Sorry, I was
trying to log into that account.
It says take a look at your inventory. Your Twitch drops has been active. What? How do I do this?
So now you just got to go watch somebody that has Twitch drops enabled for Hyperscape. I had to think of the name of the game.
Not the best name.
No, part of me, sometimes it makes my eyes hurt.
Oh.
That just also might be me, staring at screens for so long during quarantine. But some of the things in the game did make my eyes hurt.
What the hell were we talking about?
We were going into talking about what you've been up to as you were doing this two-step verification.
Yeah, but we're talking. Oh yeah, Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a bad thing. I did install it, and part of me thinks that maybe I'll start playing some of those games that I have through Twitch simply because that's what that is for exclusively.
True.
So I won't see the Twitch icon and think Twitch. I'll see the Amazon Games launcher and think games. So maybe in the long run that'll be a good thing. But what I've actually been playing is let's scroll back up. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is actually not a game, but I guess you could call it a documentary by damn it, I should have looked this up before the podcast.
Is it by the people that made the video or Video Games Art?
No.
Okay. That's a pretty good video. It's like 30, 40 minutes. I'd recommend it to people. It's pretty good.
Wait. Okay, so. Oh, the name of it's called EMP Lemon. It's, the title is Never Ever, There Will, oh my gosh, I'm having a stroke. There will never be another Melee player like Hungrybox. So, I'm just going to give you also the guy does other stuff. He does, I think that might be his, what would you call it, flagship program. There will never be another driver like Dale Earnhardt. There will never ever be another cartoon like SpongeBob. There may never be a bunch of other stuff. Like that's basically like what he does. Anyway, this kind of chronicles the rise of a Super Smash Bros. Melee player known as Hungrybox, who, long story short, he kind of started back in the day. He immigrated from, I want to say, Argentina as a kid up to Florida, ended up picking up Smash, found that he was really good, eventually climbed his way up to the top. But he plays Jigglypuff, who is a character that isn't appreciated, let's say, as a character. Some people consider the character cheesy or easy, maybe. And he basically now, years later, he's been playing seriously for maybe a decade, and he's the best. He's the number one ranked player in the world. It goes into the kind of the history of what are known as the 5 gods of Melee, which were basically the top 5 players of Melee for about a decade. And it's super interesting. As someone who is has an adjacent interest, I've been playing Smash on and off since 64, and I do enjoy watching really good players of Smash. There's some really interesting insight into how the characters work in this, into the personality of not only Hungrybox, but some of the other 5 gods. I highly recommend checking it out. It's super interesting video game documentary, I guess you could call it.
That's interesting to me. I wanted to check that out.
It's like an hour and a half.
Okay, that's not bad.
I started watching it late a few nights ago. Like I watched like half an hour. I was really enjoying it, but it was like 1 a.m. and I looked over and realized it had another hour. So I just decided to pick it up the next day.
That's how I felt about the God of War documentary, like the making of God of War. It's phenomenal.
I still haven't watched that.
It's phenomenal, but man, it takes a little bit to get through. I think it's like almost 2 hours.
Okay, yeah. So it's about the length of a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, highly recommend that. I also picked up Golf Story, which is a RPG where you play golf, and it's super reminiscent of old school, like Earthbound style graphics with super basic golf mechanics. It's very charming, very has some dry humor for sure. There's actually this weird story where when you're a kid, you were kind of you really wanted to get into golf, and you did, but for whatever reason, life passes you by. 20 years later, now you're an adult and you haven't really had time to play golf because of life, but then for whatever reason, I don't know if it says why, you basically decide to go and try to become a professional golfer. I think I'm like 5 hours in, maybe. It's really good.
I really like the way it looks.
Really enjoying it.
Watched you playing it over your shoulder a little bit. Looks top notch.
Yeah, it's got like kind of these strange puzzles as well. You can also play frisbee golf. There's at least one frisbee golf hole. I think there's going to be others. You can upgrade. You get better. You upgrade the shots, like the spin, the power, accuracy, and stuff like that. You can buy different clubs. There's also stuff like you can dig up treasure with your wedge, which is strange but fun.
Okay.
And I think Sports Story is coming out. I think sometime this year. It got announced. It's the sequel to Golf Story, I believe.
Okay, cool. That reminds me, I randomly pick up Ryan's video game console sometimes and play games. Just because.
Do what?
I randomly pick up your video game consoles and play games sometimes.
That's weird.
Well, you're in the room when I do it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about you came into my room when I was sleeping or something.
No, like how I was randomly playing golf, whatever it's called. International Hot Shot Golf.
Golf Story.
Yeah.
I just said.
No, International Hot Shot Golf.
Oh, you're talking about Hot Shots Golf.
Yeah, I picked that up for my Vita. It's going to be pretty fun.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good game.
I like that game. I really enjoyed. I'm not a golfer in real life, unless you count disc golf. I know that's a muddy.
I don't.
I know that's a muddy subject for some people. Some people consider it golf. Some people don't. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's literally not golf. It's disc golf.
I know, but you have putters, and it doesn't matter.
But it's disc golf.
It's disc golf. True. It's not real golf. I agree with that.
It's literally disc golf.
Yes. But anyway, playing the little bit I did on your Vita, I was like, man, I need to pick this game up. So I picked it up for my Vita because it's super cheap, and Vita games are just so cheap now because they're always on sale. Well, sometimes. You gotta look for them. But
you don't sound too sure of yourself there.
Well, I was just thinking about how GameStop never has sales on them, but PlayAsia does, but I don't want to pay.
GameStop never has Vita's games.
They do sometimes, but they're either always sold out or they're not shipping because of COVID. But PlayAsia seems to be the place to get some of the Vita gems or whatever.
I thought PlayAsia was like a publisher.
It is, but apparently PlayAsia is a place where you can buy Vita games and import them, and it's normal price. It's not super mega scalping price. Like one of the first Vita games just got put back up on there. Dragon City Builders, whatever it's called.
Dragon Quest Builders?
Yes, I said the name wrong.
I don't think that was one of the first Vita games.
Was it not? Maybe
the game came out just a few years ago. Vita's been out since like 2013.
I guess that's true. Well, anyway, it's one of the ones that people Vita.
Final Fantasy Chronicles Remastered.
There you go. I've kind of jumped myself into the Vita community a lot in the Reddits and I guess really Reddit and a couple of YouTubers that do Vita content, and I really enjoy having a Vita again. And that was where this story came from, because you made me think of golf from Golf Story, and I played Hot Shot Golf on your Vita, which made me get it from my Vita, and now we're back at.
Dude, they have a Amaterasu Okami figure that is just very, very cute.
Yeah.
I went to Ratsu from, I just said Okami. I don't know why I'm saying.
Yeah, I do not need to be on that site more than just a couple minutes.
Holy crap.
Because
the thing is adorable.
Yeah. This site, Play Asia, is one of those where I'm like, add a cart, don't buy anything. You have other things you need to function with.
It is reminding me of some games that I want to play for sure.
Yeah, the Vita is a great system. I love it. I am curious to see if there's going to be... they haven't mentioned this. It's just a wild accusation hope I have. If there's going to be maybe some implementation with it with the PS5. That'd be cool.
No, it's not.
I know.
I can say confirmed.
I know. Makes me sad.
I do want to mention I picked up a couple more games because of the Steam Summer Sale. If I can... Where's my... There we go. Library. I think I'd be better at navigating this thing. I picked up Dragon Quest XI.
Oh, okay. I've heard good things about that.
Wait, I honestly can't remember which ones I already talked about. But yeah, I did pick up Dragon Quest XI. I picked up the Stick of Truth.
Okay, you haven't talked about that.
Okay, I did. Maybe it's just Dragon Quest XI that
you haven't talked about Stick of Truth, which is a South Park game.
Okay, I thought you said I had.
You have not.
Okay, it might be the two ones that I...
And I didn't know you picked up Dragon Quest XI. And there was another game you mentioned the other day in passing. Terraria. You picked up Terraria.
Oh, yeah. Did I not talk about that?
Maybe you did. I can't remember.
Either way, yeah. It was like $5. I think it's still $5. The Stick of Truth is around the same. I think it's a little more. And Dragon Quest XI is half off, $30 for a game that you can easily spend 100 hours in.
Yeah, we need to jump into Borderlands. We got Borderlands to play because it was dirt cheap. It was like 50%.
Yeah, we'll play that soon as well.
Because you cannot... If you have a PC, pick up Borderlands. It's a bunch of fun.
Unless you don't like Borderlands.
Unless you don't like Borderlands, then don't pick it up. Then, just play a different game.
But back to what I've actually been playing. I finished Bloodstained Curse of the Monkey. Bloodstained Curse of the... No. Ritual of the Night. I never can remember. Ritual of the Night is the 3D one.
Yes.
Like I said, I beat it. I definitely enjoyed it a lot. It's a very good game. Like I said last time, I think I don't like it as much as the Curse of the Moon, and I'm super looking forward to Curse of the Moon too. I didn't get like the true ending though, which kind of bugged me until I realized that I had to go back and spend what looked like hours, like backtracking and getting certain items and beating a couple bosses that I hadn't fought yet. I was like, just screw this crap. But
after learning, I'm not speaking to that point, just in general, if there's a bunch of rigmarole you got to do to get like the true ending of a game or whatever, I will, depending on how long it takes, I will probably not do it.
No.
Especially if
I get it, that's good. But it is a little annoying in a game like this because it's not like, I'm trying to think of a good example here. In Dishonored, the true ending is the best ending because in every game, of course, the true ending is the best ending. The less people you kill, the less rats are going to come, so it makes the plague that's surrounding the city. Ow! I just pinched myself with my glasses. That
was intense.
That's intense. That's a new record right there, boys.
That scared me.
So, I'm an idiot. It's easy to tell. Also, they say, I believe at the beginning of the game, that you don't want to kill that many people if you can avoid it. So it doesn't bother me as much in a game like that because it's easy to not just go around slaughtering everyone. In fact, it's encouraged. But in a game like a Metroidvania, like this game, like Bloodstained, it had these weird arbitrary rules that maybe you'll find this boss, maybe you won't. And I just didn't, and I don't want to go back and do all of it just because it's annoying. And like I said, I really think the game is very good, but I don't think it's good enough for that.
Yeah, there's definitely nothing wrong with that. Your time is the only thing that... Time's important, so you got to choose what you're going to sink your time into.
I'm super excited about Curse of the Moon too, though. Absolutely.
It looks really good, and I need to play the first one.
It's so pretty. It's so pretty.
That's what makes me want to play it. Is standalone the art. The
music's also, I'm sure, going to be excellent.
Yeah, so I need to figure out what platform I want to play it on. If I want to play it on my Switch or my PC or what have you. Basically, which controller I want to play it with.
Well, you can play any game on or any controller on PC. That's the good thing about PC.
That's true. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
So basically, do you want to play it? Do you want to have the option to have it portable, or do you want to?
That's true. I need to.
I played the original on Switch. It played fine. Of course, I think it's an 8-bit game.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly taxing.
Yeah, it's not going to weigh anything down. And the last thing you got on your list is Min Min. What you think about her?
Yeah, so I picked up Min Min. I think Jordan did as well. I think she's super fun, definitely different. She seems like she is kind of a, what would you call it? Projectile character, but kind of not because she doesn't really shoot anything. The only thing she shoots is
fire out
one of her arms that she shoots out can become a dragon, and it shoots out a beam of like energy
or fire, whatever.
Special beam cannon looking thing.
Yeah.
But besides that, her projectiles, quote unquote, or her arms that don't come off but they extend.
The only thing I could think of is with, I think in the hands of a pro player, I think she could be considered a juggler. Like she could juggle people.
That's not really
it's not a thing.
Literally everyone can juggle in Smash.
Huh. Okay.
That's like one of the main mechanics.
Oh, the more you know.
Is juggling.
Well, there you go. I'll learn something new.
But I mean, some characters are better at that than others. But yeah, if a character can't juggle, then no one's gonna play him.
Gotcha, makes sense.
But yeah, I think she's really fun, really different because of the way she can change up her arms, kind of on the fly for the most part. Really, kind of reminds me of Pokemon Trainer, how you can change up the Pokemon that you're playing.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a lot of different play styles. Especially, I think it can catch some people off guard because each of her arms does have a lot of versatility.
Yeah, you got the I think it's called Gigavolt. That is just, it's slow but powerful. You got the dragon that shoots out that beam, and then you have like a
discus thing,
almost like a disc. Yeah, that has long range. You can kind of reach underneath the stage, which is pretty dirty. As well, she's definitely a difficult character to play because if they do get in that range, it's super hard. You just got to run away, basically.
Yeah, she's definitely not very good at close-up combat.
No, she's not great. She's not terrible, and she's better at close-up combat than I thought because she has a I think it's called like neutral B and neutral A, which basically when you're in the air, she just does like a sweeping motion with her arm around her whole body, which is really good at keeping people at bay. And she does have decent. I'm kind of talking about out of my ass here, by the way. This is just what a bad Smash player has taken away from her. And she does have she can use normal punches and kicks, which are pretty good. And I think that it seems like you want to stay in more than a lot of ranged characters.
I really like her grab. It's very satisfying.
The grab is really good and really bad because if they get in, it's unusable.
Yeah. Also, I will say I thought Byleth, the character before Min Min, of course, I really thought she was going to have the best reach in the game, sort of.
Reach?
So to speak. Like,
you're talking about with her...
With her, just her abilities, being able to hit people. But Min Min blows that out of the water. Min Min's, I guess, length she can reach as far as how far her attacks go is way further than Byleth's. And I thought Byleth's was insane.
You're talking about like her weapons?
Yeah, just like her weapons in general.
Projectiles and stuff.
Yeah,
projectiles, of course, can shoot across.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like some of the swoops she does and stuff, just being able to touch you from what.
Kind of gives me some Cloud vibes with the swoosh thing you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's, I was kind of down in Dang, these hiccups. I was downing Min Min a little bit.
Hiccups?
Yeah, that was a hiccup.
You hiccup once and then don't hiccup again for an hour?
Yep.
I think you're dying. I don't think that's a hiccup.
Maybe
I think that's a big clump of cells in your throat dying at once.
Whoa, magic. So, I was kind of downing Min Min at first. I was like, man, I wanted a character I liked, but I got her, and I actually really do enjoy playing her.
I'm glad we didn't get another Fire Emblem character. I would 1,000,000% rather, and of course this is a meme, of course, but I like having a character that's different and that is from a franchise that we don't have.
Yes. Also, it feels, granted, he's the game's creator. He can do whatever he wants. But it feels like he's just making the game for him with all these damn Fire Emblem.
Well, I believe he said the final decision is not only his. Nintendo has a big say.
True, but, I'm not going to get on that.
And also, the DLC list is already set.
True. I was watching a video and one of the comments on it was, oh, why'd they decide to do Min-Min? It's not like they just decided 2 months ago, oh, we're going to put Min-Min in the game. They've decided that for a long time. I don't know
how long it takes them.
Yeah, I don't know
also, apparently somebody, might have been the lead creator or something of ARMS, asked Sakurai to put Min-Min in it. So they knew it was going to be an ARMS character. They didn't know which one.
Okay.
And one of the big guys at Nintendo or something asked Sakurai if he could make it Min-Min.
Okay, cool.
I think she's like the most interesting looking, or one of the most interesting looking characters in ARMS.
Yeah, I like there's another character. She doesn't fight with her arms. Her arms are her hair.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Also, you pointed something out that they take their arms off and equip these springy arm things.
Yeah, it's weird. I had to go back and show Ryan the transformation of Min-Min, like where she goes to, she goes from, like normal ramen Min-Min and then goes to battle Min-Min, and I somehow transforms and get these springy arms, these slinky arms to fight the demons of Smash Bros. So, I don't know how they do it. Maybe I need to look up some arms.
Oh man,
lore.
ARMS lore.
Arms
Be careful
lore.
when you're looking at ARMS.
Oh god.
Put on that NS or SFW.
Safe for work? Yeah. Gotta make sure I have that filter on.
Let's talk about some new games though. If you or when you're wondering if Min-Min is interesting, yeah, I think she's interesting. I think she has potential. But yes, moving on to the new games. First up, we had the game I was just speaking about, Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon 2, is available on August the 10th, and I believe it is coming to all major platforms.
I would believe so, yeah. With the hit success of the first one, they would be insane not to release it for everybody.
So yeah, go check that out. The first one is absolutely excellent.
Deadly Premonition 2 is coming out for the Switch July 10th.
It's really weird that this is a Switch exclusive. I guess 1 was also a Nintendo exclusive.
Yeah, if I remember right. I don't remember playing it, though. So, maybe I'll check out the first one and jump into the second one. I don't know. I have a lot of games on my list.
Next up, we got a couple racing games. F1 2020 is coming out for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, and that is going to be available now for the PS4, but July the 10th for Xbox One and PC, I think?
Yeah, it's one of those weird releases where, not everyone gets to enjoy F1 2020. But if you want to be able to play some NASCAR Heat 5, which is available now, I'm guessing. Don't have a release date on this one.
Did I not put a release date?
No, NASCAR Heat 5 for PC, Xbox One, and PS4. I think this will look cool in a driving simulator. I think later in life I wouldn't mind having a driving simulator. It seemed like it'd be an enjoyable thing, because I do really like playing Forza. And, I do like a Gran Turismo every once in a while. But, I don't want to invest in all the money to build a driving simulator. Although one of our local game shops did get a driving simulator in with a VR thing. And I saw some other people wearing it. And our first thought was, yo, man, I know they sanitized it. But still, I don't want to put a used VR headset on my goggles after, COVID and nasty gamers. And who knows what they're doing with the VR headset. Be nasty. So
I can definitely understand that.
But yeah, a racing simulator would be cool. Do we get a release date for that NASCAR?
Oh, was I supposed to be looking it up? Wow, okay.
Oh, that's okay. I can look it up.
All right, let me move on while he's doing that. Catherine, the excellent puzzle platformer dating sim thing, is coming out on Switch, and that is going to be Catherine Full Body. I think it's called the remastered thing that came out last year. Is coming to Switch on July the 7th, which is the day you're listening to this. Story of Seasons of Friends, I guess, and I think that's the Harvest Moon games, is coming out for PC and Switch July the 14th. Death Stranding, that's right, Death Stranding is going to be available on PC July the 14th, and Rocket Arena, that weird Smash Brothers with rocket launchers, is going to PC, Xbox One, and PS4 on July the 14th.
That release date for NASCAR Heat 5 is going to be July 7th. So when you're listening to this, you can hop in and be racing around with Ricky Bobby and Dale Hart Jr. and all those other figures.
Some of those aren't real, and some of them are literally dead.
That's true.
Moving on to some news that's not NASCAR related. Jordan's favorite game of the year, Crucible, is being unreleased.
I know, man. It sucks. I guess anybody that's currently playing the game is going to be able to participate in the beta.
Yes. If you have downloaded the game, if you had downloaded the game until July the 9th, around, you could get in the beta.
Yeah, and there was an update, I guess, for me today. I don't know when it actually came out. I just update games whenever I open Steam, which isn't every day. So they, it kind of flopped.
Yes.
It definitely flopped.
That is an understatement, I think.
I'm trying to be nice to them. They tried.
The game clearly had a lot of time at least put in.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah, wow.
That's what the big boys at Amazon said. 5 years. They took 5 years to make this game. And it bombed. Holy shit, it did terrible. And so they talk about, how they're going to return to closed beta. And, they're going to stick with the current roadmap. They implemented one of those things. I forget the name of the website, but it's this big, huge thing where you can go in.
Like a Trello?
Yeah, that's the thing. You can go on and they have all the stuff, typed out, and you can see what they're doing, what they're working on, how they're going to work on it, etc. All the doodads and everything like that. The franchise lead wrote, quote, "For the most part, your experience as a Crucible player will stay pretty much the same while we're in beta." Well, that's not a good thing. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it's going to be the same thing because it wasn't good when it was released. But I guess it's okay now that it has the beta tag.
And you can only play the main mode, right? They took all modes out but one.
They took out the other two modes. Yeah, they took out the other two modes, which I thought were kind of fun. But, I guess they just wanted to focus on this one. Colin Johnson continues on with, quote, "One of the biggest changes you'll see is that we're going to schedule dedicated time each week when we as devs will be playing with the community and soliciting feedback. The game will be accessible 24/7, so you can continue to self-organize matches with other players. We recommend joining our Discord server to find players to queue against," end quote.
I'm looking at the Crucible, playcrucible.com. Apparently they're going to be hosting tournaments.
Yeah, I don't know how hot that's going to be.
Every week?
If you look at the Steam charts, all time, this only had 10,600 people playing.
That's the high?
High, at the height. 24-hour peak currently is going to be 99, and people that were playing an hour ago, 87.
87, wow.
Yeah, 87.
That's not enough to make a Fortnite queue.
No. So it doesn't look, according to Steam charts, it doesn't look like it's going to be doing too hot. It looks like they're going to be taking the right directions, though. Maybe it'll be able to fix things. I know that I will still be jumping in from time to time because as lifeless as some of the characters look, I'm kind of interested in where they're going to take this.
I don't have a lot of hopes for this thing surviving, mainly because a game's first impression is so important.
That's true.
People come out, they see a game's not doing well for whatever reason, they get bored, and they just forget about it.
That's true. I am curious to see what this means for Amazon's other game, New World.
Yeah.
I guarantee, Crucible is free to play. That doesn't mean they get slack, to put out a crap game or a game that's not particularly polished just because it's free.
It's also not made by the same people.
True.
Gotta keep that in mind.
That is also true. It kind of feels like Crucible is like Amazon's Artifact, which I still haven't got into, by the way.
I don't understand how neither one of us have gotten into the Artifact beta.
I've played since day one.
It's been like a month.
Yeah, probably longer. I'm kind of pissed at Valve about that. I want to be able to play this game. I want to be able to cover it.
Did you enable the thing? Yeah, so did I.
So I want to know where my...
I feel like I did something wrong.
Yeah. So it's like I own all the cards. I know that doesn't make me entitled or anything like that, but damn it, I liked Artifact 1.0, and I want to see if I'm going to hate Artifact 2.0. But Valve won't let me do that.
I am very curious. 100%. So, Nintendo has announced that it will no longer, it's not going to sell, I don't know why it's just European, I guess for now. European retailers, they're not going to sell full games.
I saw this and it was really weird.
Digital games, by the way.
Correct,
You can't sell, like you go into GameStop or something and pick up a card that has all the code for Breath of the Wild on it. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah, which I don't understand why they're doing this.
Money.
Okay, they won't.
They don't get all the money. When you go into a store, and you buy a card from GameStop gets a percentage of that.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so they won't.
Still, though, like, it's kind of weird.
Is Nintendo hurting for money right now?
Well, no, but that doesn't mean
that's true. I guess they want the money.
With digital, it's kind of weird that of all companies to do this for it to be Nintendo.
Yeah, it definitely seems like something PS3 Sony would do.
Well, no, not PS3 Sony, because that wasn't one of the era. That was more of a time when you went to a store to buy things.
That's true.
Now PS4, I think that Sony did this already for PlayStation 4.
Did they? I'm late to the PS4 scene, so.
Oh yeah.
I know.
What's really weird is when I go into a GameStop, I haven't been in like 8 months, and you see over there they'll have a very small PC section, and they'll have Steam cards for like Rust and
it's weird.
Like Wizards Online and stuff.
They have in-game currency you can buy. Walmart sells those too now.
Yeah, Walmart sells everything.
Yeah.
Another retailer, Shop2, actually tweeted out on their official Twitter, "Hi, just to let everyone know, due to a Nintendo decision for all EMEA territories, as from tomorrow," oh man, here's this dumb way that Europeans write, 36/20, which I guess is June the 30th, 2020, at 2300 o'clock, we are no longer able to offer or sell Nintendo digital full games. We will, however, be continuing to offer and sell online membership and add-ons. And they give the example of the Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion. So you can buy the Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion, but you can't buy a card to get Pokemon Sword and Shield standalone.
Yeah. So, Nintendo is, I guess they want some extra money. They also said how they are investigating how sales are going in the European market and stuff in the recent years and how they're going.
Who's doing that?
They're talking about earlier how Nintendo provided a statement to Nintendo Life, and Nintendo didn't go into specifics, saying it had only ended digital code sales, quote, for its own published software after careful consideration of the evolving European marketplace in recent years, end quote.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, people are going more towards digital, and when Nintendo is realizing that, then that's kind of a bad sign for especially these stores that only sell games. Next up, bad news for gamers, I guess. The upcoming Nintendo NBA 2K21, according to website GameSpot, the next-gen versions are live, and they're going to cost $70.
Well, these NBA 2K players are probably going to play that regardless, but they aren't going to be happy about it, and they'll play the game for probably 2 months and then complain about it. That's the cycle these people play with these games, right?
No, it's Call of Duty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're not in the same wheelhouse.
I don't know.
Not the same gamers. Yeah.
Well, one's a basketball and one's a gun. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I get.
So yeah, the next gen standard edition is going to be $70. I'm going to say all these names wrong. So as the resident sport guy, you gotta make sure.
Damian Lillard, current generation standard edition, $60. Zion Williamson, next generation standard edition, $70, and Kobe Bryant, Mamba Forever edition, both gens, $100.
Thank you. I would have slaughtered those gentlemen's names.
Kobe? Damian?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
You do call Kobe Bryant Colby for some reason.
It sounds cooler.
Makes me want to throw myself off a bridge.
I know. Colby?
It doesn't sound cool. It sounds like something you put on your salad.
Colby?
Colby.
I guess it's cheese, yeah. Kobe Bryant. So.
No, it's Kobe.
I know it's Kobe. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
kicked me in the chin. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get the man's name right.
I know. I've been bad at saying names I don't understand sometimes. So, they did speak on how them being, NBA 2K12, or I guess they're called 2K Sports. is a better name for the company. They talk about how they actually are building the next gen game from the ground up. So like some other games where you can just get the current gen and you'll just be able to get since you bought the current gen and you are going to get the next gen, you can just upgrade up. You won't be able to do that with this.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. Yes, like some games, Madden NFL 21 and Valhalla, if you buy it on the current gen, you automatically get the upgraded version for the next gen console. You won't be able to do that with NBA 2K12.
I do think that here the main story is this is a big AAA game that's $70 on the next gen, and for probably years now, people have been speculating that games are not going to cost $60 on the new consoles, and I think that this might be confirmation.
Yeah, I agree. I saw I forgot somewhere on the internet, and it was a clipping from some store or whatever back in the 90s how much Super Nintendo games were, and some of the Donkey Kong games were $80 and $90 and different games for the Nintendo back in the day were those prices, but also that takes into account the economy is different and a whole other slew of things.
Cartridges. The reason was it was on cartridges. Yes. It's a lot easier and a lot cheaper to print things on discs than it was on cartridges. That's why Nintendo games are a little more expensive. That's why I think they're a little more expensive physically. I think that's why when PlayStation and others came out with the disc format, the games went down in price significantly. But over the last 2 decades or so, games have become much more expensive to develop. But they've stayed relatively stagnant as far as price.
Yeah, it is definitely interesting to see, the first big price tag for a AAA game. And, if I had to speculate, I think this is going to be the price tag for some of the other AAAs we're going to see.
Oh, for sure. I honestly think this might be the standard.
Yeah.
Some people were speculating 80. I thought that might be a little too much. Asking people to jump $20, that's moving up a third. You're moving the cost up by a third, which is a big deal. Obviously, even $70 is a decent enough deal by itself. Of course, some people I've seen the take online. Oh man, they're gonna have microtransactions and stuff. And yeah, some games are, but some games aren't.
True. And it's not one of those things. Some people online say, well, if it's worth this much money, I'll pay this much money. And
I've never really known what that means. I guess
from what I understand from their mindset, generally speaking, is the fact that they want to feel they got X amount of money worth of entertainment out of the game.
I know that. But what does that mean? That's what I'm asking. Time?
I guess.
Does that mean they just dump ungodly amounts of money into free-to-play games? Because by their logic, they should.
Yeah, who knows, man? I don't know.
I would venture to guess they give zero money to free-to-play games.
Yeah.
The guy that I was watching to get the thing on Twitch.
Are you doing that now?
He stopped. I was.
Wow.
What's the name of this stupid game? I gotta go find.
Hyperscape. HyperX?
Okay. Hyperscape. Okay. I think I got a new dude. Yes. Okay, it says drops enabled. Okay.
Okay.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about
right.
The next generation games being $70.
Yeah. Especially a game like, and this isn't next gen, I don't think. But, for example, Cyberpunk has been in development for like 7 or 8 years, I want to say. Clearly has a massive amount of time and effort put into it. It looks like a super special game. It's probably cost, this is of course pure speculation, hundreds of millions of dollars to make that game. Thousands upon thousands of man hour. It's probably not going to have any major deal, or it might have a major deal, but I'm talking about microtransactions and stuff. Until, I know they spoke about the multiplayer coming out, was it a year or 2 after the game came out? That might have some, but as far as the base game, that's not going to have any. But that's going to be $60. But that's not going to be a next gen. My point is, games like that I could easily see charging $70+ for.
I 100% agree with that. If the price tag reflects the work and the time and the effort that got
and
actually put into the game.
Yeah, not just, but yeah, and the quality.
Yeah, the quality, not just we feel that you should pay $70 for this game.
Feel free to charge what you want.
Yeah, so people are going to be paying this because I know the people that are hardcore fans of this game, they're going to want to play it with the super mega sweat drip graphics on and whatever else doodads.
The game's not going to look like it does in that video.
No, but that'd be cool if it did. It'd be insane.
That's not the
gameplay. I know.
Yeah, but I'm talking about that's not the view. You don't play that close up on players in the games.
True. So I think 70 is definitely going to be the standard.
I think it's reasonable for a big, massive AAA game. It is going to hurt the pocketbook just a little more, but it's going to help developers. It's going to help them maybe take more risks. That $10 adds up on a massive game like Spider. If a game sells 20 million copies, that's 10. What is that? Is that 200 million extra dollars? No.
I'll trust your math.
20 million extra. No. 200 million. Yeah. I think that's 200 million extra.
So this kind of makes me think that I was assuming that Mortal Shell was going to be $60, but it's not. So
I would like if games were more varied in price. Of course, we have indies that are $5, $10, $15, $20, but it would be nice if some games were 80, some games were 40, some games were 20, some games were 30. And
it kind of feels like
it wasn't just 60, 60, 60.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of these developers and stuff are just following suit of, so-and-so charge 60 for theirs. We can charge 60 for ours.
Well, they have to. They literally have to.
Yeah, I know.
Because why wouldn't they?
True. If they can make $60, why would they charge 40? Or whatever the price is. So it definitely makes sense. This game, I'm glad it's not 80. 80 would be a hard thing to
Yeah, 80 is kind of hard to swallow.
Because then you'd have to think, okay, ballpark of release games I want to get. The Spider-Man, Horizon, Ratchet
That's not going to be a
Clank.
release game.
I know. I'm talking about just in general. Just that's if they were all 80, that's a big chunk of change.
I mean, I couldn't buy those if they were 60.
Yeah. So it's definitely one of those things where you sit down, you got to sit back and think. $10 it's an increase, but it's not that crazy. But $20. That's that might be. Well, no, I was speaking about if it was 80. If it was 80, that's that's taking some extra coins away from maybe a bill or something like that.
Right.
Whereas $10, you can kind of sit down and look at your finances and try to figure out where that little extra coins can come from.
$10 is like $2 $5 meals at a fast food restaurant, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but $20, you got to sit back and actually,
that's meals for the whole family.
Yeah, you got to sit back and think, where's this extra money
coming from? Yeah. Moving on to something a bit more serious, to put it lightly. There have been allegations against one of the founders of Evo.
Yeah, the founder of, or one of them, I guess. Evo tweeted out July 2nd.
Well, we need to say what the allegations are.
That's true. We should say those before we just tweet those. The allegations.
Tweet those. You said we should say those before we tweet those.
Oh yeah, I misspoke. Before we tell them what the tweet is, the Evo organizer Joey Cellular has been accused of abusing a minor.
Fun.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
Yeah, what is wrong with people? So, Evo tweeted out July 2nd at about 8 p.m. They said, quote, over the past 24 hours, in response to serious allegations recently made public on Twitter, we have made the first of a series of important decisions regarding the future of our company. Effective immediately, Joey Cellular will no longer be involved with Evo in any capacity. We are currently working towards his complete separation from the company and have relieved him of all his responsibilities. Going forward, Tony Cannon will act as CEO in this position. He will take a leadership role in prioritizing greater accountability across Evo, both internally and at our events. Progress doesn't happen overnight or without the bravery of those who speak up against misconduct and injustice. We are shocked and saddened by these events, but we are listening and committed to making every change that will be necessary in making Evo a better model for the stronger, safer culture we seek. As a result, we'll be canceling EVO Online, and we will work to issue refunds to all players who chose to purchase a badge. We will donate the equivalent of the proceeds as promised to Project Hope. End quote. End tweet.
Okay, so first thing I guess we can talk about here. You know, I think everyone should be. I don't think everyone is nowadays. I'm a very big proponent of, innocent until proven guilty, and I am in this case as well. But I believe he tweeted out an apology.
Yeah, which has now been
I don't know. I tried to go ahead. Sorry.
Which has now been removed, but the internet's forever. The tweet was posted. He now has removed it, but the tweet said, quote, "I'm sorry, I never meant to hurt anyone." He continued on by saying, quote, "I was young and reckless and did things I'm not proud of, and I've been growing and maturing over the past 20 years, but that doesn't excuse anything. All I have been trying to do is become a better person," end quote. And that, like I said, that tweet has been removed from his Twitter. He now has, all his stuff taken off, no profile picture, no banner, and it says private citizen. I don't know what the orange means on Twitter, but who knows? So, yeah. It looks like, the allegations.
Who are these? When were the allegations from?
Early Wednesday morning.
No. When were the allegations, that it happened?
Oh.
Because he's talking about when he was young, 20 years ago. Is that when they claim to have happened?
Let me see. I actually haven't looked that far into that. It looks like... So this person on Twitter that Polygon cites, it is... his name is Mikey, squiggly line, crack porn. He said, "My own story in the fighting game community." This is a very lengthy article. Or actually, it's like a long tweet. He's using the Tweet Longer
whatever.
website. It is a chunky one. So let me get through this for y'all. So he tweeted this out July 2nd. So after giving this an overview, this happened in the 90s.
Okay, so I do wonder, because I believe, if I'm not, I don't want this to be incorrect, but I believe that there is a statute of limitations for this kind of stuff that's probably over.
Yeah, and apparently, like he states in this tweet longer, there were, multiple allegations that came out against this guy. This is just the longest one that I've found so far. We're not going to get into it here, but, if you want to read more about this, I'm sure you could look it up. So, EVO 2020 Online is canceled.
Yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Obviously, this is a horrible thing, and we will keep you up to date when more stuff comes out. It's probably going to sound insensitive. I don't know if EVO needed to be canceled, because I think that this is literally going to take money out of people's pockets.
See, I was going to actually agree with you on that, because this is people's livelihood, and this isn't me being insensitive. This, all they literally have to do, and granted, I can't speak to what it's like to have this particular...
Obviously.
Yeah. But basically, I agree with that statement. The fact that this is, some people, especially with everything that's been going on this year, this, I'm sure, was probably some people's moneymaker for the year. For, how they were going to fund some of the things they were going to do this year and live. And with it being canceled, how are they going to get that money? They got to turn to different revenues to bring in that cash, and it might not even be close to what they could make from doing well at EVO.
Yeah, and obviously, the big names are still going to be fine, but I'm sure that there are some smaller streamers, smaller players that, need the money that they might get from winning or from placing, or the some of the people that are sponsoring the event, they're going to be making less money. And of course, money isn't the most important thing, but that's what you use to feed yourself, to feed your family. And if you've taken away a big source of income like that, it could definitely affect you. I just want to look at it from both sides. And of course, obviously, the least important thing is the actual tournament. But people do watch this kind of thing to get their mind off of things like this, like things off of people, getting sick and whatnot.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Hopefully they'll be able to do something still. Maybe the game communities themselves could hold some kind of tournament or something. I know, like Smash.
The game communities definitely hold tournaments already, but they're not going to have a prize pool like Evo.
I know. And it definitely won't be the same at all.
It's not going to draw as many eyes.
No, not at all. Especially with that Evo. And I know, at least for us, we were hyped for watching it. Evo is so enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, even though Smash wasn't going to be in it anyway, it was definitely still looking forward to it.
Yeah, sucks this scumbag decided to be a terrible human being.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard, people talk about, were people always like this, or is this something that's new? I don't know. I think that obviously a lot of this has to do with the fact of social media and the age of the internet. It's easier for people to come out and talk about this kind of stuff. And then the more people come out about talking about it, it's going to give people the courage or the inspiration to come out and share their own stories.
As just to butt in real quick, as my mom said, everything can be screenshotted and always assume you're being recorded. That's a weird saying that she had, but yeah,
all right.
She was always just, like, everything can be screenshot and always assume that, if you don't want it to be played out loud, watch what you say and do.
Well, that's not really. I guess it does apply in some situations, but not this one. I don't think.
No.
But what I was going to say was, I don't think that. Just think about it like this. Yeah, it seems like every single week there's some new thing that's come out to the point where I, honest to God, have a hard time believing that every single person at every single company on the face of the earth is a rapist. Or beats their employees or something. The other day, they were like reporting that somebody that works at Assassin's Creed was working on the new Assassin's Creed game, was like taken a leave of absence because of like sexual assault. He cheated on his wife.
Yeah,
that's not sexual assault.
And that's not.
He might be an asshole, but he's not a rapist.
Yeah, and that's not even covering. That's just the game industry. That's not covering the entertainment industry.
Although in the case of this these specific circumstances, it definitely does seem like at the very least something illicit happened, but just based on the people that have come out and his own words that he tweeted. There's still so many people in the world, if you think about it, and just because all these people are coming out or are being accused of this stuff, there's just so many people in the world, I guess, that aren't. There's way more people in the world that aren't on Twitter. I know it doesn't seem like that aren't being accused of being an awful person, and I really do think that Twitter, I don't know if it's even been a net positive. Sony has announced that they're, at least for the time being, taking down their advertisements from Facebook because of all the same crap that's happening on Twitter. And I need to delete my Facebook account. I hate Facebook. I hate social media. I just use it for the news, but it's just so difficult to get through a feed with just out seeing so much shit, and I don't know what to believe anymore, honestly, because of how much stuff I see almost on a daily basis now. That people, I don't know, when someone says they have a toxic work environment, what do you mean? Because does that mean your boss yelled at you? Does that mean that your boss punched you in the throat? I don't know. I think that's probably both. I think that some people think that when their boss yells at them because they didn't do a good job, I think some people think that means that they have a bad boss who promotes toxic behavior. I think that some people don't. It's all thrown in this big, like, melting pot, because that's what I guess kind of what America is, and Twitter has been taken all the bad ideas from the melting pot, along with all the good ideas, but because our brains, and I really believe this, our brains tend to focus on the negative so much. That's all we can focus on, and it's hyper focused on Twitter because not only do we have all these awful things that are revealed, we have even the good stuff that's talked about. It's just nothing but vitriol and people that clearly have depression and anxiety, and they have unfulfilled lives, and they take it out on this poor woman. I think it's Ashley Johnson, the actress who plays Ellie. They just say this stuff that do you realize you're speaking to a person that you want them to die because of something that, by the way, they had nothing to do with?
Yeah, I saw the same thing tweeted out towards other Last of Us characters that I'm not going to mention for spoilers and such. But yeah, people are being...
And she was so... The fact that she took the time, by the way, to blot out the spoilers when she tweeted out the literal death threats that she was getting, for some reason hit me even harder. Because I would have never thought that. I was like, this lunatic is tweeting at me that he's going to murder me because of something a character that I play in a video game did.
Yeah, I saw those. Granted, the game didn't sit well with me, but I'm not going to tweet the woman and say X, Y, and Z. This is how you made me feel, because I know she's, at the end of the day, it's a job. That's her voice.
Cares? By the way,
it's not her.
By the way, if she was the one who wrote this, who gives a shit? You are such a pathetic loser. Even if you weren't, by the way, even if they weren't death threats, even if you complained to her, you're still just a loser. You are a loser. If you take out a time of your day, if your day is so pathetic and boring that you actually get your phone out and tweet people that you will never meet, and by the way, you would be a bitch and a coward and a pussy if you ever met any of them in the street. You'd be sucking their dick. I hate it. I hate it so much. You get it. You get it on one side, and this is kindergarten shit. I learned this stuff when I was 5. I'm assuming Jordan was the same. My mom would slap me across the face. Today, I am in my 20s, and my mom would slap the shit out of me for good reason if I talked to another human being like this.
Even, me and my mom have a playful banter back and forth, and people that don't understand it think we're being disgustingly mean to each other, And, jokes like, oh, I'll cut your hair, and she'll rebuttal, oh, I'll shave off your eyebrows. But, it's not even close to some of the slanderous, disgusting bullshit people are saying to some of these.
It's completely different, by the way, when you're talking to your friends or your family, because they know you. They know that you're not going to stab them or rape you. Or
I just wanted to say that in the aspect of, or give the background scene of, I 100% agree with what he said. I would have just the absolute blood slapped out of my body if I talked even a fraction of how some of these people are talking to some of these people. Not even just talking about The Last of Us. I'm talking about just in general how they treat some of these celebrities and just people in the industry, or just people in general. Not even if they have to do with the game industry. Just people that, they have a social media. I can contact them directly and say whatever the fuck I want, and there's no consequences.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw those tweets.
They got the last time I looked, it had close to 10,000 retweets.
Yeah, I saw that, and it was just, and I thought, I didn't care for some of the aspects of the game, but it didn't enrage me to the point where I wanted to tweet anybody.
I have never once tweeted at a celebrity or anything. I don't care that much.
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones finale was awful, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares that much that you're willing to go out of your way? Just let it go, man. I don't understand people. I don't know if I ever have, honestly, but I sure as shit don't now.
So I kind of want to just tell things on a good note. And I actually tweeted out something nice.
Oh, nice guy Jordan over here.
To a developer. So like I was talking about Hades at the beginning of the episode, I said, got to blank and blank. I'm not going to spoil who these bosses are. So
Mario and Luigi.
Yep, got to Mario and Luigi for the first time on Hades today. Bravo to Supergiant Games. The surprises haven't stopped. Only 21 escapes attempted so far. Every playthrough has been different. And they actually tweeted back and said, great to hear you're enjoying it. May the game continue to surprise you for a while yet. Exclamation point.
Wow, that's a nice little wholesome.
Yeah, and so I don't always tweet out, things for how I feel about games or whatever, but Hades, that little story bit they put in that I had never experienced and I went into blind, I wanted to praise Supergiant and tell them how damn of a good job they're doing. Like, that game is a solid. I don't want to give it a 10 out of 10, but I feel it deserves it. Like, it really is that.
Solid, yeah.
It's a solid game, and it really is enjoyable.
The other day, while I was laying in bed, I was kind of thinking about this kind of stuff. I think this was the same day that she tweeted this stuff out. I was trying to think, like one word to describe what we can do. You think of love, you think of putting yourself in someone else's shoes. But at the end of the day, I really think it just comes down to respect. Just respect people. You don't have to love them. You don't even have to like them. But just respect the fact that they're human. And don't treat them like a dog walking down the street. I wouldn't treat a dog like that.
I wouldn't treat a corpse like that. I definitely understand where you're coming from, and I see these things on Twitter, especially this, because I keep coming back to The Last of Us, and I'm not going to spoil anything at all, or even talk about anything other than the fact of those tweets. Like, I have my strong opinions about how I feel about the game, but I'm not up in arms like some of these pitchfork, flaming, just angry. You can feel the rage and the hate in these messages they got. And it is insane. I don't understand how it impacted them that much that their life sucks.
They're sad, lonely, depressed people who have problems in their life and they don't know what to do. They have no control in their life over anything. So they take it out on something they had in their mind. They had this hope that this game would fix everything, or at least take their mind off something, and it didn't. Even though they had literally no say in it, and they deserved literally no say in it, they thought that they did, and they realized they didn't. That's it. They didn't. They realized they don't matter.
Yep.
Let's move on to the Fallout TV show.
All we got was a little trailer that kind of
not much of anything.
Not much of anything.
The Fallout Twitter account.
Yeah, they
tweeted
out hashtag please stand by at Amazon Studios hashtag Kilter Films.
Hashtag what?
Kilter Films. That's the
people who are making it.
I guess so. It is going to have these showrunners. Let me find their names. Westworld's Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy. If y'all know anything about me, I am a big old fan of Westworld. They did a banging job on season 3. All the seasons. I've really enjoyed how the story's been twisted and turning.
I've only seen season 1 and it's excellent.
Yeah. So it's going to have, the show is going to be coming from, like we said, Amazon and Kilter Films, and the Westworld, Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy will be working on the product. That's it. That's all we know. We don't know cast, we don't know director, don't know release date.
We don't know if it's going to be a live action or a cartoon.
Yep, nope. All they know, they acknowledged, they talked about how there's going to be Hearthstone, and it's going to be, quote, sprinkled with moments of ironic humor and B-movie nuclear fantasies.
So Fallout.
Yeah.
Sounds like Fallout.
So Fallout. I think this will be enjoyable. As someone that someone that isn't completely in the Fallout universe, I do enjoy the particular story and how things kind of unfolded in the games.
Oh man, dude, I love Fallout 3 is one of my favorite games of all time, hands down. I think Fallout 4 gets a lot of slack. I think it's actually a great game. The problem is it's just too similar to Fallout 3, and of course they have their bugs. And they have their problems. The world of Fallout though is so good. It is one of, in my opinion, the best worlds in video games, with this weird, depressed yet silly vibe. The campiness is amazing. The creatures are good. I think I love the aesthetic, like the cartoony 1950s aesthetic of the Vault Boys. I think that all that is excellent, and I think that has a very, if it is given to the proper team, if they do their research, if they like the games, if they use all this to their advantage, then they could potentially take a lot of what is the best about the Fallout universe and put it into a TV show. And like I've said probably since the beginning of this show, I've gotten more and more on it lately. I think that studios, if you're going to put a video game into a form that is not a video game, TV shows are just straight up better than movies. I really do.
I 100% agree. Or a comic book, like what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I do agree that comic book video games can be.
But I get what you're saying.
Amazing.
Yes, they're better. TV shows are better than movies in the video game.
I think TV is better than movies in general.
Yes.
But
they have a better
you stay with them longer.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
To know the characters, they can put way more time into it. Obviously, they do put way more time into it. The world building is usually better. And this, obviously, a video game takes longer than 2 hours. That's one of the biggest problems with a lot of the video game movies. You only have an hour and a half to 2 hours to tell the story of a 40-hour video game. How's that going to work out?
Yeah. Kind of thinking about some of the things Amazon has their feet in. The Boys, which I've heard is phenomenal.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent.
Hannah, which just got season 2. The season 2 trailer looks awesome. I couldn't make it through the first episode. It looks like it's going to be a slow burn. But the second season looks like they're just taking off.
The guy like, guys, I swear it's good. You just got to watch. You just got to play through 30 hours to get to the good part of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah. That's what it felt like. Because I watched probably 15 minutes of the show, and I couldn't do it. But I keep thinking, the season 2 trailer looks really good.
There are really good things on Amazon Prime. I'm blanking completely on the anime.
The gambling one? That's the gambling one you watched?
No. That's also excellent. That's shoot. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay. Hold on. I'm literally just gonna look on Amazon right now.
Yeah, I will say I did watch an Amazon original the other day. It's called My Spy. It's got Dave Bautista.
Never mind. For some reason, I'm signed out on my phone.
Oh, okay.
I literally thought it doesn't matter. It's a Viking anime. That's excellent.
Vinland Saga.
Yeah, Vinland Saga. That's exclusive to Amazon. Also, the Jack Ryan is also excellent, and that's an Amazon exclusive.
Yes. Speaking of exclusives, they also do exclusive movies. I watched My Spy, which has Dave Bautista and the little girl. Dave Bautista. Bethesda. How do you say his last name?
Dave Bautista?
That sounds more right. And the little girl that has curly hair. I don't know her actual name.
The famous little girl with curly hair.
You'll know her if you see her.
Annie?
No, this is a brown girl, not a white girl.
I don't know.
I guess Annie was black in that new remake.
She was wait.
And there was a remake where they made Annie black.
Who's Annie? Am I making this up?
The little girl that Animal Crackers.
Animal Crackers with a tooth.
No, it's Animal Crackers in My Soup, Monkeys and Rabbits, Loop to Loop.
Is that Anne? That's not Anne. There's no way her name is Anne.
That's Shirley Temple.
That's not Shirley Temple. That's Annie. What am I talking about?
I don't know.
I think I had a stroke again.
Oh, man. Wait, what's that movie? Pippi Longstockings. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Adding 3 or 4 different things together.
Exactly. But yeah, My Spy was a cute little movie. It's bad guys are related to this woman. They gotta, watch them. And the girl finds out there's cameras in there, and she's like, if I tell the CIA you put a camera in a child's bathroom, you're gonna lose your job. And they're like, all right. And so
I don't know if I want to mess with the type of person that puts a camera in a child's bathroom.
Well, it wasn't the guy that did it.
Maybe it was the guy
girl.
from E3.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, God, no, not E3. Nope, no one from E3. I'm trying to make a bad joke in it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess what you talked about were better things than the mediocre movie I was talking about.
I was like, that sounds kind of bad.
It was mediocre. It was It was okay.
But this Fallout show looks like, from the literal nothing that we've gotten from it, I just think that Amazon has really good originals, and I think that Fallout has a chance to be an excellent TV show.
And I like the writers of Westworld.
Yes, and also some good pedigree.
Yes, and they have money, so throw money at Fallout TV show.
So I am definitely hyped about this. But moving on to the last bit of news before we move into the deals, Horizon Zero Dawn has gotten a PC port release date.
August 7th, baby.
Apparently it's going to be $50, is that right?
Yeah, $50. And in the trailer, which is only like a minute and some change,
It's a pretty long trailer.
Yeah, they break down, how there's going to be bench warming mode where you can kind of
never heard of
benchmarking mode. I was thinking of Bench Warmers, the movie.
Oh gosh, speaking of mediocre movies.
Yeah, what are they called? It is called
benchmarks.
Thank you, benchmark. There's going to be a benchmarks mode. They talk about how there's going to be ultra wide display port, unlocked frame rate, dynamic foliage, deep graphics, customized settings, improved reflections, etc.
So it's going to be on PC.
Yeah, it's going to be on PC, and damn, it looks good.
I bet.
The machine they're running it on during the trailer has a AMD Ryzen 5 in it, for those of you that are curious, and it looks fucking awesome.
There's an ad for Marvel's Avengers, the video game, on this first page.
Oh, that's so sad.
Mr. Beast ends finger on the app competition by telling players to stop after 70 hours.
Oh, I actually do have that. Yeah, I was going to try that, but I don't have an Apple product, so I can't try that app.
I hate Mr. Beast.
I think I'm learning that I also dislike him too. I used to have 3 hoodies, and I goodwilled one away. Now I have 2 hoodies, and I don't really want to wear them because let's just move on. This game looks amazing. I don't need to buy it again. But
Don't you still have it on PS4?
I do still have it on PS4, and it looks amazing on my PS4 Pro with a normal HDMI cable. I learned there were different HDMI cables the other day from a Austin Evans video.
I learned that right now.
Yeah, apparently you can, for the next gen super mega awesome HDMI cables, it can cost up to like $150 for a cable.
No.
And I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm out.
I'll pay $10.
I use the ones that come with
I'll use the one
monitor.
that comes with my PS5 until it breaks, and then even then I'll just have to wiggle it around until it works for another year.
Exactly. They were talking about how, they were like, hey, how much of the budget did you spend on these HDMI cables? All of it. What?
Did you watch that Ultimate GameCube video that he did?
That was badass.
Really cool.
That was real badass.
Really expensive.
Yes.
Really expensive.
Holy shit, yeah.
The GameCube he bought, by the way, was overpriced. When the GameCube he bought was like $50.
Yeah, $50.
He spent like over $100, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it was out of box.
Yeah. That makes me think somebody cool on YouTube made.
Is that the name of their channel?
No, I don't remember the name. I was going down Joy-Con list.
Did you ever put?
I ordered the tool. I ordered a tool set to do it because Nintendo uses a really weird, obscure triple hex bit to unlock it to open the Joy-Cons. So I don't have that bit. So I ordered the toolkit, and it'll be here tomorrow or Wednesday or something. So then I can re-kit my Joy-Cons and hopefully have something that looks unique. And if I break them, which I hopefully won't do, I'll just buy new ones, which I'm
Nintendo does a good enough job breaking them on their own. Boom.
Got them. But yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn on PC looks incredible. Oh my gosh, it does. So good. I don't need to buy it again, but damn, it looks good. let's get into some deals.
All right. First up, the Twitch free games from July, for July, all of July. Turok 2 Bad Seed, which I'm probably going to download. Dark Devotion, which I've never heard of. Kunai, which I think I've heard of, and I think it's got really good reviews. Grip Combat Racing. Dear Esther, I swear they gave that away already. And Melbit's World, which I have never even heard of.
Which is not a Dippin' Dots game. Don't know why I think it was a Dippin' Dots game, but it's not. Yeah, I just was hoping it was.
Dippin' Dots is not the ice cream of the future, by the way.
No.
Ice cream is. Just regular ice cream.
We can fight after this.
It's better.
Dippin' Dots are nice.
Dippin' Dots are good because they taste like ice cream.
Yeah. They're also more convenient to eat.
They're not.
They are. You can't hear him, but he's shaking his head.
Yeah, sorry. I wasn't shaking my head fast enough.
Hear it rattle. You can also get Watch Dogs 2, which will be free. They use the words free to claim, which is
what does that mean?
You can download it and get it and keep it forever during...
It's just their little...
It's the
like
way,
how Nintendo says free to start. Makes me want to slap somebody.
It's how Ubisoft wants to word it. It will be free July 12th during the Ubisoft Forward stream.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. There's a couple... there's a Riot thing tomorrow. We got the Ubisoft... I just said Ubisoft thing coming up. And there was another one. Digital
Devolver. I hope that this year, the Digital Devolver is 30 minutes. Because last year, it was 24 minutes. The year before that was 22 minutes. So maybe this year we'll get it up to 30 minutes.
Dude, their presentations are insane.
I love them, though.
I don't think you're alone.
They make some badass stuff. So yeah, that's going to be it for the deals.
No new Epic thing?
Oh.
I'm looking at I got you, boy.
Thank you, boy. I knew I forgot something. Oh, they
can go get Trackmania, by the way, which I didn't mention last week. I believe it's free for the base tier. And then you pay yearly, and you can... I think it's $10 for a certain edition, and you can buy $20, and it gets you separate stuff, access to make tracks and stuff. So go check that out. Oh, so
speaking of Epic, for some reason they took off Conan Exiles as a free game. Weird. No explanation.
They said they were gonna sell it basically later instead of giving it for free.
We're gonna sell this later.
I believe we already said Hue, which is available until the 9th. Killing Floor 2 is available from the 9th through the 16th. Lifeless Planet and The Escapist 2 are also going to be available from July the 9th until the 16th.
Nice. That's going to be it for the deals. Make sure y'all check those out and add them to your account.
Yeah, and of course, the Steam, like we said, that is going to be available, or the Steam sale is going to be going on until the 9th as well, I believe.
Yeah, I want to say the 9th. Yeah, so just always pop in to, Steam and Epic and all the other stores during the summers. They always have little sales and little goodies.
It's really weird to see Horizon on the Epic store.
Yeah, it threw me for a loop, too. I didn't think it was going to be exclusive. It's not exclusive, but,
Like, it's at least somewhat... It's not as jarring to see Sea of Thieves or something on the PC because it's Microsoft. It'll be through... Because they have Game Pass. Yeah. So everything around it is Xbox Green and stuff.
But Horizon's just Sony... Red? Whatever Sony blood would be.
Blue, I guess?
Sure, I guess, yeah.
Why's it gotta be blood?
I don't know. I was just trying to go somewhere in another direction and it didn't go out right. Well, you can reach out to the show on Twitter at Wannabe Podcast. You can reach out to Ryan on Twitter at Ryan Divisions. You can reach out to me on Twitter at Swaylock. You gotta follow us on the gram. I think that's what the kids call it. It's gonna be at Wannabe Gaming. You can email the show at wannabepodcast@gmail.com. This podcast is available everywhere you enjoy podcast.
Yeah, you can leave a review through the iTunes app. Listen to it on Spotify, Pandora, you name it.
Yep. Also, we wanted to tell you all about Dialogue Tree.
Oh, yeah. I would have completely forgot.
I'm surprised I remembered, even though we didn't write it down. Yeah, so Dialogue Tree is our new topic-centric podcast where we talk about gaming and everything else.
It's not going to be news. We're just going to talk about topics in and around the video game industry. Our first episode is going to be about the future of E3.
And that'll be out Friday. So y'all can
look
forward to that then. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for the socials. Thank you to Alicia for our artwork. Thank you to Heatley Brothers for our intro and outro music. And that's going to be it. Stay safe and play on.